crossed out of Decatur County. Here's Decatur County right there with Decaturville, and now we're looking at this area right over here in Lewis County. So areas are in Perry County. Areas like Horner and Linden, that area is where we're seeing the better rotation right now. So if you're in Horner, Linden, you need to be in your safe place right now. Bethel, Sugar Hill. Again, this is in Perry County for that tornado warning that was recently issued that's going to go until 1 a.m. This is right here around Highway 4, 12, and 13. So if you're around that area, just go ahead and get to the lowest floor of whatever building you're in. If you have a basement, that's great. If you're in your home, the lowest floor, most interior room, and stay away from any windows. Put yourself in between as many walls between you and the outside of your home that you can. That's the tornado warning that we have up right now. We've had several of these storms that begin to kind of pop over the past 30 minutes or so. More severe thunderstorm warnings have had to been issued. We have that severe thunderstorm warning that's over in Dixon County right now. That also is going to push into parts of Williamson, Cheatham, and even Davidson County. That severe thunderstorm warning, this one right there, if you can see my mouse cursor, that's going to go until 1:15 this morning. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, maybe some quarter-sized hail possible with that. Those are where the strongest storms are. It's going to be that one for Dixon and parts of Davidson, Williamson, Cheatham counties. Also down here to the southwest of that where we have the severe thunderstorm warnings and that tornado warning. But the reason we're on air right now is because of that tornado warning that is in Perry County, Lewis County, and it also goes into kind of the south and central portions of Hickman County. Centerville not included in Hickman County in that tornado warning, but it's really just on the far south side, so it might not even be a bad idea to get into your safe place. We could be seeing some hail with some of these storms too. Katie, I'm going to check and see. Okay, so they're saying less than or greater than 3/4 of an inch hail right there with this storm as well. So we have a few things going on. Strong damaging winds also going to be possible with any of these. But these are really the first warnings that we've seen today. The atmosphere has kind of been primed for it, but we weren't able to get any of those storms to develop earlier this afternoon out ahead of the main line until right now. And now we're seeing those clusters of storms that have started to develop ahead of the main line. The main line is back over here. It's moving through parts of West Tennessee and Western Kentucky. You can see the severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings associated with that main line. So this is just kind of the front part of it out ahead of the main line, and then that main line is going to swoop through, and that could still bring us that severe threat. So we have that tornado watch that's going to be in effect until 5 o'clock. That tornado watch is going to cover all of our western counties, and it's going to go right up to Interstate 65. This is that tornado watch for every county that's highlighted in yellow. Parts of southern Kentucky included in that severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. The tornado watch is going to go until 5 a.m. So we still have about 4.5 hours for the better, more favorable ingredients west of Interstate 65 for more of these storms to develop and possibly produce a tornado.
This is truly an overnight event that we're looking at
here.
here.
These are the worst.
Yeah, they are. And as Brett mentioned, we're just getting going with timing. Again, these are all ahead of the main line, so they are not the main event, if you will. That is still off to our north and to our west. However, depending on how much energy these storms eat up will determine how strong this main line can maintain strength. In fact, if we zoom out just a little bit, you can see that that main line is kind of broken with the warnings. We've got more up here in Kentucky. Not much convection right here, back off towards Henry County and into Trigg County. And then more severe weather, including a tornado warning back toward West Tennessee. So for now, just in the past 30 minutes, we've watched these storms develop. And our main concern continues to be in Perry County, Lewis County, and Hickman County, where there still is rotation with this storm. I also just saw a picture out of Dixon where we've got reports of at least quarter-size hail coming out of the storm in Dixon. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning, and this cell will be pushing into Davidson County within the next 30-45 minutes. A lot of these have a ton of lightning again with them. We've taken lightning off just so we can read the radar a little bit better. The one in Dixon, too, I was looking at, Brett, does have some rotation with it as well.
Yep.
So we're going to keep an eye on this one here. So some broad rotation right along I-40 south of Dixon. It is not a tornado-warned storm, but it is one that is exhibiting signs of rotation. So we want to keep a real close eye on that. And then back down to the one in Linden here. I'm going to change radars as well. Rotation continues around Linden and Bethel. right along Highway 412. Again in Perry County. So we want to make sure for folks down in Perry County that we are taking shelter immediately here with the potential for a tornado, as this storm is showing signs of rotation right along 412 and Highway 13 around Linden and Bethel. Now this storm again showing signs of rotation for a couple scans, and it has been fairly tight as well. And this will eventually impact communities to the east of Linden, moving more into Hickman County, which is why part of that warning includes Hickman and Lewis County, I should say. So moving into Linden right now, as we just mentioned. But again, I would say fairly tight rotation at this point, moving through Linden and Bethel. So if you zoom in a little bit more, this is going to be near Marsh Creek Road, right in the heart of downtown Linden, where a good bit of rotation continues here, passing just north of Sugar Hill. All these communities and roads, though, that we're calling out, want to make sure that you're in your safe spot right now, as we continue to see tightening rotation here in Perry County.
Yeah, and just like echoing what Katie said, definitely need to be in your safe place. You can see that rotation right there. Katie just had it up. I've got it up over here as well. This is right here around Linden and Bethel. You can see the greens and the reds whenever those are that tied up against each other. That's indicating some decent rotation, and it just had a radar scan, and we're still seeing the rotation right here around the Linden and Bethel area in Perry County. So if you're in Linden or Bethel, stay in your safe place for a little bit longer. This tornado warning is set to go until 1 o'clock, so 20 more minutes left on this tornado warning. Just remain in your safe place. We'll give you the all clear when that tornado threat has passed your area, but for right now, there is good rotation. If there's not a tornado on the ground right now, that severe thunderstorm very capable of producing a tornado at any moment. So you just need to go ahead and stay in your safe place until that area of rotation has left your area, and once it does, we'll be sure to let you know, and you're all good to come out of your safe place. But there may be more warnings that get issued as we go through the next several hours, because this is not the main line. This is all the stuff that's been developing really over the past hour or so out ahead of the main line. And just over the past 30, 40 minutes, it's kind of started to perk up a little bit and get a little bit stronger. That's the tornado warning that we have. So Linden and Perry in your safe place right now. Areas a little bit further to the east. We're talking areas like Hickman County, southern Hickman County, and a lot of Lewis County need to be in your safe place too. Beaver Dam Springs, we're going to go over in Hickman County first. Beaver Dam Springs, Hornertown, Etna, lowest floor of whatever building you're in, and then down here south of that, this is going to be for areas in Lewis County, so Hohenwald included in this. Around Highway 412, if you're around that area, you need to be in your safe place as well. Kimmons, all of these areas in that red flashing polygon, those are the cities or the towns located within that tornado warning right there. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning that includes parts of Dixon County, Cheatham County, Williamson County, and over into Davidson County. Strong winds with this. And it does look, I'm looking at the radar, it does look like there's a little bit of rotation, but... And
it looks like it's weakened a little more for the Dixon storm. Yeah, so that's good news. And Weather Service was mentioning that the hail core has come down a little bit. So that's also good news as well. But our main concern continues to be here in Linden, where there is some tight rotation here moving over downtown Linden and Bethel. So Highway 412 right here, Highway 13 right here, moving into downtown Linden now, and has had a pretty good signature over the past couple of scans. Not to mention the fact that we are looking at intense rainfall and a ton of lightning. Lots of rain here, and so if we were to see a tornado, it would be rain wrapped. Wouldn't be able to stand outside and see it from your door. So you want to make sure that you just head to your safe spot and stay there until we get the all clear here as these storms move through. I didn't happen to look, Brett, at how fast they were moving.
I think
Did you
earlier,
check that?
when that tornado warning was just issued at 12:19 or so, it was issued for that storm moving to the east at 30 miles an hour. And then also, like Katie was saying, unfortunately down here, a lot of our tornadoes, they get rain wrapped and you can't even see them when they're going. So it's just hard. We're also hilly, and it makes things a little bit more difficult. And unfortunately, we've talked about it before, but nocturnal tornadoes, so tornadoes that happen at night, we lead the way. We are ranked #1 out of the country for nighttime tornadoes. So unfortunately, it's something that we're very used to, but you just always got to have ways to stay alert. We're going to be here and continue to stay on air, and as long as any tornado warnings are in effect. And you can also download a Fox 17 and Code Red Weather app too. Before, if you're not asleep yet, you probably either don't need to be, or just make sure you have some alerts that are going to wake you up. Okay, maybe.
Oh.
All right, maybe we're still live streaming.
I don't know if we're live streaming or not.
All right, we're having some issues.
Yeah, we're having some technical issues here. So why don't we'll step off. We'll act as if we are on a live stream right now, and we'll step off just for a moment so we can kind of get our bearings and see what's going on. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can. All right, and we're back. We just are dealing with some technical issues this evening here, but we do know that we can live stream, so that is what we are doing right now. Joining us on air through Facebook, our website, and YouTube channel. So we will stick with this here as we work out our issues behind the scenes. But in this day and age with wonderful technology, I love that we can get to you even if we can't get to you over the air. So we are still watching this tornado warning that continues here for Perry, Lewis, and Hickman counties. And it does continue until 1 o'clock. So we're with this until at least 1 a.m. or if they decide to reissue the warning. I was just getting ready to back out here and take a look at the entire scope. Because I know for those even in the metro area, probably waking up with some thunder around, a little worried. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Davidson County that does include Bellevue and the rest of Dixon and Dixon County into Cheatham County and parts of Williamson County. The tornado warning down here in Linden area, Perry County, Lewis, and Hickman counties, and behind that another severe thunderstorm warning just outside our viewing area. So right now we have 2 active warnings that are taking place, and one of those, I guess technically 3 with another severe thunderstorm warning here, but two different cells that we're watching, and these are all out ahead of the main line. So these again are working with some fresh, it's like coming up to the table with all the food there on the table for you. We've been relatively untapped. We've got all this energy to work with. We got an extra boost with the low-level jet coming in this evening, and so that's how storms are starting to fire up. Again, we're going to continue to watch this line as it moves through, and we're expecting this to be off and on thunderstorms throughout the next 3-4 hours before this is all over with. The main line here back to the north and west. We've got a tornado warning in West Tennessee, but notice a big kind of chunk that's missing, stretching from Trigg County on down through Henry County. So hopefully these storms here,
Yeah, if that stays like that, I'd be
will
totally fine with
behave.
that.
But it's still a fairly active night. I think we're looking at a noisy night. We've got rain around at least, and then the potential for severe weather that'll continue off and on for the next several hours here. So
Yeah, we have that tornado watch that's going to go until 5 a.m.
o'clock, yeah.
That goes up to Interstate 65. There you go. Thanks for
Yeah,
that map.
so-
And also that severe thunderstorm watch too.
I like your map better. You were able to put both
I
of
just
them
went ahead
together.
and put it up here. That severe thunderstorm watch for some of our counties in southern Kentucky, that's going to go until 3 a.m. But the tornado watch, that's for everybody highlighted in yellow, and that's for our counties here in Middle Tennessee and some of our counties in Kentucky. Trigg, Christian, Todd included in that tornado watch again until 5 p.m., which means the ingredients are there, their conditions are favorable for a tornado to develop in some of those areas. But the only tornado warning that we have right now is the one that Katie was just covering. That's going to be this one down here in parts of Lewis, Hickman, and Perry County. So this is the one that I'm zoomed in on right here. And we're going to change it over to the velocity mode, show you the winds and the rotation as well. So actually maybe even a couple areas of rotation, but it looks like we could have one around the Linden area, Bethel, Sugar Hill. So if you're anywhere in this area, Linden, Bethel, Sugar Hill, over in Perry County, you need to be in your safe place right now. I'm going to move my map a little bit so I'm not blocking it, but you need to be in your safe place. Perry County, southern Hickman County, and a good chunk of Lewis County. Hohenwald is included in that tornado warning over in Lewis County, so is Sweetwater, Kimmons, right there along Highway 412. Any of these spots, go to your tornado safe play. That's going to be our lowest floor of whatever building you're in. If you're at home, if you have a basement, that's great. If you don't, just get down to the lowest floor and put as many walls between you and the outside of your home that you can, and stay away from any windows too, because flying glass obviously can be a real concern whenever you have anything like this. We'll give you the all clear when it's time for you to get out of your safe place though, but that is the only tornado warning that we're watching right now. However, like Katie was saying too, this is not the main line. This is all the stuff that's been developing out ahead of the main line. So we still have all these scattered storms, these kind of clusters that have been popping up over the past hour or so. And over the past 30, 45 minutes, they've started to get stronger. So that's when we've started to see those severe thunderstorm warnings get issued, and also that one tornado warning get issued right there. But
It looks like there's actually a few areas of rotation.
that's what it was looking like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to zoom back in. We'll put it on the velocity, but
It's not as tight as it was. So the one I think that prompted the warning is now north and east of Linden, downtown Linden, but yet there's another one just south of Sugar Hill
yep.
and north of Flatwood. So there's a new scan that's come in. It's
Now
pretty
it's
garbled at this
yeah.
point. So that's good.
think
It's not as well defined, but it's still there.
Right.
So we want to keep an eye on it, and that's why I'm sure the National Weather Service has said they're going to continue the tornado warning here. But now the main area of concern is going to be east of
Yep.
Linden, east of Bethel and Sugar Hill. And this warning goes for another 7 minutes, so it will be interesting to see what they decide to do, if they want to extend this, or if it will expire here in 7 minutes from now. But some of the other places that we're looking at here that would be in the track of this storm moving in shortly would be Hohenwald in the next 8 minutes, Mount Pleasant in about 27 minutes from now, Sweetwater in about 4 to 5 minutes. So that's what we're watching as far as the severe or the tornado warning is concerned. Back up here in Dixon, where we had reports of quarter-inch hail, this one looking much more disorganized. And this may end up being the theme of the night, hopefully, that once these storms get close to the I-65 corridor, that's kind of our dividing line for tonight. Case in point, you take a look at these storms here that are east of I-65, not a problem. We've got thunder, we've got lightning, heavy rain, but they are not a concern. Pretty electric, in fact. Noisy storms, as I was talking about earlier tonight. These are going to be noisy. But as these storms get closer to I-65, it appears, at least with this Dixon storm here, it's losing some of its steam and it's losing some of its characteristics. So that's good. I'm hopeful that that'll continue to be the case. But nonetheless, if you are watching from Nashville, this is a very noisy storm here moving over Kingston Springs. The severe thunderstorm warning stops just before downtown Nashville, but it does include Bellevue. So for folks in southwestern Davidson County, there is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect mainly for quarter-size hail and then those winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. At one point, it did have some decent rotation with it, but that has since just kind of torn apart.
Good.
It's been torn apart. So, yeah, that is really good.
And that storm you were showing, I put the lightning counter on there. It was like almost 90 lightning strikes with that.
This one here in Dixon?
Yeah, the one you were talking about that's going to be pretty loud. And, I mean, yeah.
And I think that's going to be what we get for a lot of the night here. The chance for severe weather mainly along and west of 65. There is still a lesser threat east of 65 as we head through early Tuesday morning. But the better ingredients just are going to be out here in West Tennessee up to 65. And that's where we have all of our severe weather at the moment with non-severe thunderstorms up here in the upper Cumberland region. So that's, again, good to see, and I hope that trend continues. A lot of heavy rain, though, with these storms, and there are still storms back here. This is our quote-unquote main line, but it's pretty ragged at the moment. So we will watch that and see, you know, if anything can improve here as far as intensity goes. But for now, so far so good for folks in Henry County here, where we're getting by with non-severe thunderstorms. So the two that we continue to watch rolling through Dixon County, Williamson County, Cheatham County, Davidson County, and then the tornado warning that'll continue for another 5 minutes in Perry County, Hickman, and Lewis County.
And Katie, good news on that tornado warning. That's set to expire at 1 o'clock. They're going to let it expire, and they're just going to replace that with a severe thunderstorm warning for now. So that's good. And the rotation, I'm looking at that. I got the velocity, the winds pulled up on my phone, and the reflectivity right here behind me. But the rotation, the winds aren't looking as strong as. So they're just going to go ahead and let that go for now. Hopefully, it doesn't kind of get back together.
I'm really hoping that it's just the case of the parameters for severe weather just aren't going to be good the more you go east of 65. So storms will kind of hit a wall and then begin to unravel as we get closer to Nashville. Cross fingers that is the case. But with that in mind, we do have the tornado watch, and that's pretty much where the watch stops. So right along 65 here is where the watch ends. And at this point, I don't expect, and Storm Predictions or National Weather Service was talking to, saying they're not planning on extending one east. Excuse me. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but the ingredients just aren't as great to the east. So I think this may be it as far as our watch goes for tonight. And then, as Brett mentioned, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch up here in our southern Kentucky counties. That'll go until 3 o'clock in the morning for another few hours. But the tornado watch continues until 5. It does include our counties out to the west that were earlier under a heightened tornado watch called a PDS watch. That has since been replaced with a normal tornado watch, and that's what we have going on in the meantime here. Just thought I'd take a look at some of our cameras. Since we've got that storm coming in from Dixon, we might get a few flashes of lightning off in the distance, but might be a little far away here. And I thought I saw earlier one Gallatin camera's offline there. So
you remember about a month ago that camera above our station, how that storm came through and just rotated it? Completely shifted it about 90 degrees.
That was, I think we had like 70 to 80 mile per hour winds with that.
That was strong.
Or closer to 90.
It was. That was really strong. Hopefully tonight we don't get any of that either. But here's
what is that? The TDOT camera?
I'm not sure where that's looking.
Oh,
I can't
Harpeth
see.
River. TDOT, that's good. I-40 at Harpeth River. And you can see, look at that. Look at all that lightning. So noisy storms, yes. Hopefully our severe concerns will wane as we head more into the morning hours. But these will definitely wake you up. You'll probably, what's going on, need to know what's happening. So that's why we are here and staying with you here. So we'll stick with this warning until it expires at the top of the hour, and then hopefully we'll be tornado warning free at the moment, so we'll be able to hop off, and we'll keep an eye on the other storms throughout Dixon County and Williamson and Davidson County, where that severe thunderstorm warning is. But even that one didn't look as impressive as a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's good news. We'll take a wide scan real fast. This has been quite the evolution, pretty impressive throughout the last 6 to 8 hours. We'll put this on a loop, just walk it back a little bit. Lots of storms that moved through Missouri. It looked very healthy about this point, about 8, 9 o'clock, through Illinois and Indiana, and started just after, well, it was kind of ongoing around 4 o'clock. But boy, it's been a very active day for Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky. They had a couple rounds, in fact, that came through. And now it's reached us. So keep in mind too, we get this round, we will clear out by 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll reset, and unfortunately we may end up with another risk for severe weather going into tomorrow night, about the same time, if not maybe a little bit earlier. But we are currently under a level 2 out of 5 for storms tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll update you, but wanted to get through, of course, Monday first before we dive too much into Tuesday. And maybe too, Brett, that this system plays a role in what we may or may not see for Tuesday.
Right, for sure. And I'm hoping that just in the near term, maybe what we're seeing right now can help at least zap a little bit of that energy, so that main line that moves through won't be quite as strong. But it is 1 o'clock now, and that tornado warning has popped or dropped off our map, and we just have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. So we'll be back here to cut in again if we have any more tornado warnings issued.